Hey, folks, check the links below if you want to support the Apocalypse Soon podcast. We got YouTube, Patreon, EddiePepitone.com for all his show dates. Ladies and gentlemen, aggressive dogs chasing animals in the park, men, women, anything else. Welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside, and we're in the park. It's a little warm, but it's beautiful. We're sitting next to the tree that almost killed us, and here he is, resilient, wild, passionate, ambitious. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good morning, good evening, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, you are privy to the Apocalypse Soon podcast. You heard it in the title, Apocalypse Soon. As the war expands in the Mideast with the Western aggressors, the genocidal maniacs expanding the war, me and Kevin sit here in the United States. Currently about 90 degrees here in Los Angeles, California. Apocalypse on our doorstep. As a matter of fact, there was a knock at my door this afternoon, and I said, "Who is it?" And they mumbled apocalypse. And I said, "I can't come to the door right now." And they left, luckily. Hey, Kev.
Hey,
buddy. So let's talk about what's going on right now in your family. And Kevin's two children. You only have two, right?
Only two.
A boy and a girl, which perfect mix. That's how I grew up. It was me and my sister. And we tried to get a third party involved, but social services were having none of it.
It's hard. It's hard to get another kid, in there.
Both your kids have COVID.
They both have COVID, yes. Yeah.
And I'm here. I'm about to go on the road. If you want to see me in Vegas, I'll be there September 30th.
Ooh.
I mean, September 27, 28, and 29, part of the Skank Fest Festival.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun over there. And Vegas is going to be like near 100.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal.
I worry about getting sick because I just had my COVID booster, though. So I think I'm okay. I don't know.
I mean, I hope so.
I'm older, A lot of people can't tell because of the hat. A lot of people can't tell I'm older because of the hat and the devil may care.
You're older?
Yeah, I have a devil. You know what age is about? Age is about an attitude, and also your body falling apart. It's about those two things.
It ain't nothing but a number, and also it's hard to walk.
Age ain't nothing but a number. But then again, you will die soon after a certain number.
It's all about your state of mind, and also every joint cracks when I move.
How long can you live? God damn it. We are doing this podcast for you motherfuckers in 90-degree weather, and there are bugs today.
I know, there's bugs.
A lot of fucking bugs. He said Kevin said he tested negative. I kind of believe him, not really. When both of your kids have COVID, what the fuck? How do you skirt that?
I don't know. I'm just I guess I'm just resilient. I got the immuno system. I don't know, the herd immunity. I'm assuming
herd immunity.
No, but I checked everything because the last thing I want to do is kill Eddie Pepitone. But
I don't know if it's killing people now. It would just be a major pain in my ass.
Yes.
Because I am embarking on a tour that starts this Thursday. I fly to Vegas. I have Business Select.
Wow.
Which is Southwest Airlines.
Oh.
And when you have Business Select on Southwest, that means basically you're toward the front. That's about all it means.
Yeah, I was gonna say Southwest is. Don't they do the just unassigned seating now too?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think they're getting rid of this line thing, which I think is good because I don't like the people like I'm always in A1 through 15 because of my status. And, then you see some average person, and that's you out there.
Yeah.
Who are listening and watching.
Average everyday folks.
You're average everyday folks, and I'm sorry, but you should not be in the A1, A15 group.
No, right? I love, I'm a big A1 steak sauce guy. And
you see, the heat and the COVID are getting to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And the best he could do is an A1 steak sauce joke. By the way, it's funny when... you're searching for a joke, especially on a podcast, and your Rolodex,
Yes.
comedic mind is like, all right, all we got, your mind is like, all we got, Bob, is A1 steak sauce reference. Just go for it.
It's no good, Bill. How we gonna stand behind that?
Somebody out there will probably think it's funny, Kev. Just go with the A1 steak sauce reference, and you could sleep tonight and say, at least I tried.
I like A1 steak sauce.
But tell me, so you were telling me off air, not to brag, me and Kevin have a relationship off air, but you were telling me off air that your daughter got sick, but your son didn't.
Yeah, so
symptom-wise.
My son was sick like 2 weeks ago or something. But when my daughter got it, she was sick, so she came home early from school.
When?
Tuesday, something like that. And then, so she...
I'm just, the timeline, because you tested right before you came here.
Well, I've tested 4 times.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of tests. So I took...
Right. Well, you don't look well. Do you know that? No, you look tired. Are you tired?
I'm always tired.
I am too.
I stay tired.
I was sleeping before you texted saying I got here.
Oh yeah. I was sleeping right before I drove here. I went to bed late, got up early, took the kids to school, went back to sleep.
By the way, we don't have to do this kind of banter, which is interesting only to us. But we want to let you know who we are, because I believe a lot of comedians especially will portray this image that everything is great and we're so cool. We're not cool. He's got a family full of COVID.
I'm sleepy.
I'm just laying in bed in 90. Well, actually, I did have the air conditioning on.
Oh, yeah.
But, all right, so we covered the COVID thing. You think you're okay. I'm starting to tour. After Vegas, I fly into Boston, and me and Chris Gethard co-headlining. We just had an interview with the Boston Globe with a journalist named Nick Zano, big comedy guy over at the Boston Globe. And,
did you mention the podcast?
I did.
Yes.
I remembered at the very end.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting this podcast. I have to talk to my therapist about why I am pushing this podcast away.
I wonder what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's fear of success. It could be a subconscious.
Is it fear of $700 a month? I don't know. Oh, man. I mean, and that's split between us. So
I know.
Is it fear of 350?
The fear. That should be the name of this episode, Fear of 350.
All right. Remember that, because a lot of times Kevin texts me, say, what do you think of this for a title? And I just text back, great. I don't even look at the title.
I didn't even remember what we talked about. I'm like, that's no problem. I go through the whole thing. I'll have a bunch of them, and then I'm like, I wonder what the reference is. But yeah,
no, I know. But this is a good one. Fear. That's a great title. Fear of 350.
Yeah. I know. When you went on the Honeydew, he starts the podcast. He goes, before we get started, plug whatever you want to plug. You go, I got nothing, pal.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, did I say I got nothing?
Yeah, you go, I got nothing to plug.
Were we doing our podcast then?
Yeah, we were.
I forgot.
It cracked me up, though, because I remember watching it and I was rubbing my hands together like, here we go, Peppy. It's time to get those big Patreon
How
bucks.
is Ryan doing?
He seems to be doing well.
Okay, good.
I know he almost died.
I know he almost died. Remember those words, folks. He almost died.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I have some trepidation today. But anyway.
But I took a test on Friday. I took a test yesterday, and then I took a test this morning. So
Yeah, okay.
or shouldn't say this morning, but this afternoon.
Yeah. By the way, yesterday I ran into Joe Rogan. I pinned him down on the floor, and I gave him all 6 vaccines. And I called him today. I said, "How are you?" And he said, "Not good." No, I'm kidding. I did that joke at the Comedy Store the other night. By the way, the Comedy Store, at least the late night shows, have been dead. I've been performing for nobody. And the Improv when I was there last week. So I don't know what's going on at the end of September.
It's been like 2-3 months almost. It's like
2-3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
That we've seen
a dip.
A big dip. Yeah. So I don't know. I hope
people
it'll
are
come
probably
back.
broke.
Yeah. People are trying to buy bacon and
well,
eggs.
Everybody wants a sound bar these days for their TV set.
Well, the standard of living.
That would be funny if that was, the president has to make a speech, and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, most people aren't feeding their children to get quality sound off of their televisions." By the way, I love electronic gadgets. Like, I love all that shit.
Oh yeah,
do you?
Absolutely.
You're an electronic guy. I love like if I start browsing and I come across soundbar, I'm like all in. But I've never gotten one because I don't put the TV. I don't want to make my apartment. If I had a house, I would do it.
No, I say go for it. You got to live free. Let your wings out. Let your freak flag fly.
How much do they go for?
They're less than $100. They're cheap. I got one for my TV.
And is the sound great?
Sound is solid. I mean, it's so much better because for a TV, the speakers come out.
I know.
It's coming out of the back. But yeah, especially you need because for your art, you need to be able to consume.
Yeah.
Popular media and.
Jesus Christ, everybody. This podcast has gotten off to a very good start.
We got soundbar. By the way, I was picturing Trump just being like, "It's the economy. It's so bad. A lot of people are saying this. People can't afford bread. They can't even get a quality soundbar for the." In my day, it wasn't that big of a deal, but a lot of great soundbars out there. A lot of good ones. A lot of people are talking.
Order your sound bra. Order your sound bra. Now that would be good. A sound bra.
Just 2 speakers right up front.
Right up front. A sound bra. Sir, can I help you? You go into Best Buy. Sir, can I help you? I'm looking for a sound bra. You mean sound bar? Sound bra. Sound bar, sir. No, a sound bra. Sir, as far as I'm concerned, tits are already singing.
By the way, I wanted to do a sketch. We did this one forever ago, but you basically...
What was it?
The premise was that the business owner was out of jail, finally back out of jail, and they were selling some... So it could be the sound bra sales. The sound bra...
Well, hold it. That isn't much context. The what was... A business guy was out of jail... And
well, in the sketch, we kept saying it like he's out of jail and we're back in business.
Oh, okay.
The charges didn't stick, but so it was like a commercial for a business where it's public knowledge that the business owner went to jail, and so now they have to smooth it out.
Let's do it.
Come join us at Bob's Bra Sound Sales.
No, you got to start again, man. You got to start again. Okay? Because that even, go ahead.
Come on down to Bob's Sound Bras. You're going to love our bras.
Not bars. It's not sound bars. Now, I'm out of jail. I am out of jail on a technicality. One of the jurors was tampered with, and I didn't do the tampering.
No, sir.
Go ahead, Frank.
Come on down to Bob's Sound Bras. He's out of
bars.
jail, and we're back in business.
Bras, I mean, not bars.
Bras.
Sound bras. These are bras, and they were developed in jail. I remember the night it was developed. We were making our own wine in jail in the toilet, or in Brooklyn they say turlet. And we were making our own wine in the turlet there. And one of the guys said, "Hey, look at this bra here." He was a cross-dresser fella. And I said, "Yeah, it's got good sound."
The origin story of Bob's Sound Bras will not be undersold. This man was in jail. He's out now on a
I am out now because a juror was tampered with. So come on down to Bob's Emporium. I am located right off exit 256-10, right off of the I-95 corridor where people are taking pot shots from overpasses with the rifle. Don't let the latest lunatic who's taking pot shots with the rifle scare you away from my store. You can get a nice sound bra, ladies. You put on the bra, and it makes some beautiful music.
Come on down to Bob's Sound Bras. What are you waiting for?
I'm out of jail, finally. One of the jurors was tampered with and murdered. That juror was thrown off an overpass, which coincidentally was where there was a lunatic with a rifle picking off people.
Are you still at home? Are you not in your car on your way down to Bob's Sound Bras?
Well, get in your goddamn car already.
Get in your car. Turn the key.
Get in your
Get
car.
on the highway. Look for the active shooter. Get off.
Look for the goddamn active shooter.
He's out of the technicality, and the benefits are coming to you. Come on down to Bob's Sound Bras.
Look for the active shooter. And you will be rewarded with a bra that you can stream over. You could stream Old Man with Jeff Bridges. You could stream Fallout, one of the hit new shows, and great sound coming out of your bra. You could take telephone calls with your bras, ladies. You could take telephone calls. Just look down at both nipples and go, "God almighty, do I hear Joanne terrific?" Look for the active shooter.
Every pair of Bob's Sound Bras all got a Bluetooth connection. We don't want you out there with your bras on and not be able to contact your friends and family.
Whatever he just said, nobody knows. But let me tell you something. This sound bra was developed in jail while we were making wine. We stumbled upon a bra with good sound. One of the guys who likes to cross-dress was wearing it. So if you are a lady who wears a bra and you want great sound,
that's right.
Come on down and you give the address, Ted.
It's 1121 Highway, what was it, 21?
95.
Highway 95.
Where there's a lunatic who has not been caught, and it could be calculated. A lot of times the police let these lunatics go and have their way with the population because they want to keep hiring in the police force.
Get outside, listen for the sound of the active shooter, go towards it, and get yourself one of Bob's Sound Bras.
I think that sums it up perfectly. Go towards the active shooter if you want nice sound coming from your breast area.
If you love support of your upper front area and great sound, check out Bob's Sound Bras.
That'd be funny, by the way. Okay, that's the end of the commercial, but that'd be funny if people like behind, we don't know there's people behind us listening to this, and they're just like shaking their head going, what has society become? Like, how is this entertainment? Like just someone who doesn't know us at all.
Yeah,
I still laugh at when the tree fell. Did that guy ever get back to you?
He did.
What'd he say?
He basically said that we put the sound up. He's like a broker for the video. So if anybody uses it, we split the profits.
What do you think?
I mean, it seems like.
Did he seem like above board?
I don't really know. I'm following up to see. He's supposed to send me paperwork. So we'll see.
Yeah, we got an offer. The tree fell on me, and we got an offer for the video to be put across some kind of media thing.
Yeah, basically to be used.
And me and Kevin, I mean, we're already making $350 a month through the podcast.
Yeah.
I have a fear of that.
Yeah.
I have a fear of too much money, so I'm sure this won't be. It just sounded amorphous. We probably shouldn't conduct business over the podcast, but
I mean, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Speaking of conducting business,
yes, sir.
I think it might be time to get into maybe driving in the rain. I mean,
all right.
All right.
All right.
You want to do a driving in the rain? Or
whatever you want to do.
Or?
Yeah, you're the quarterback, really, of the podcast.
I mean, I'm calling the plays. I'm like the coach.
Yeah, you are calling the
and
plays.
You're the quarterback. You're the center. You're the wide
I watched
receiver.
football, by the way, all day yesterday, to the point where I was clinically in a coma.
I love watching football all day.
Yeah, I just forget about everything for a few hours, and I watch people giving each other incredible physical deformities, concussions, CTE they call it, and it's gladiatorial.
Yes,
gladiator. They're gladiators,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and they're going to hurt each other either way.
They do, and
not.
actually, when you do see guys really getting hurt, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's very sad because that's their careers. I remember when I fell off a stage once, I thought, wow, this could be it for me.
Oh, man.
But I fell off the stage, and I bounced right back up, and I continued my set, hardly missing a beat,
Do you remember the bit you were doing? Were you?
I don't know. It was a sound check before a show.
Well, when you do your check 1-2s, you do like to feel out the space. You really like to move around on the stage.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no hot spots for the mic.
Well, back then, it was many years ago, and I used to stage dive during my sets. I used to say things like, man, the difference between men and women is intense, and then just dive into the mosh pit. That would be funny if stand-ups had like a mosh pit of idiots just shirtless, drinking, imploring you to jump into them after a joke about airline food.
Dating in L.A. is brutal. All right, catch me.
All right, let's do driving in around.
All right. And now, driving in the rain with Eddie Pepitone.
Oh, the opera was in full swing. An outdoor opera during a rainy Friday, and I had to pick up the lead tenor. The lead tenor already had called an Uber, and the opera still had 20 minutes to go. But this guy, Giovanni Pestolini, he knew that there would be an incredible demand for Ubers, so he called me early, and I drove to the opera at the Hollywood Bowl, and the rain was smashing into my car like a goddamn lunatic who was in rehab. And here's the thing, the rehab was not going well. Let me get this metaphor correct. This rain was smashing into my car so hard, like a lunatic who was in rehab, yet the rehab wasn't going well. Now, why rehab doesn't go well is usually because someone isn't doing the 12 steps. That's why. Anyway, that may be a bad metaphor for rain, but the rain was coming down. It was coming down like people coming down with COVID and Tinkin's family. The rain was coming down so hard that when it hit the ground was yelling, "Hey, watch it." I'm talking about hard rain. If you ever heard that song, there's a hard rain gonna fall, and I was waiting for Giovanni Pestolini, who was doing an opera at the Hollywood Bowl. Listen in to the opera for 1 second. Bud! Stick it in me, you goddamn bastard! Oh, put your mouth around my cock. Put your mouth around my cock. You goddamn hairy bitch. I want to put you up against a wall and fuck you. This opera had porn playing in the background. Like any Shell Oil meeting. This opera was dirty and filthy. It was called Don Giovanni Gets a Rim Job.
Come over here, Don. I want to give you a rimmy.
Fuck me. Don Giovanni Gets a Rim Job. And Pestolini, I saw him on stage. He was giving it his all. His butt.
My balls are tingling.
His butt was in the air, hopping up and down. The rain kept cascading down like a waterfall on the city of Los Angeles. All of a sudden, the opera ended abruptly on the word, fuck! And Pestolini started coming to my car. I had a sign up that said, Pestolini, ? And he came, he fought his way through the rain. He said, why the ? And I said, come on, Giovanni, just get in the back seat. I'll take you to your domicile. So Giovanni got in the back seat. I said, hey, what's it like to do an opera where there's a lot of screwing going on? Giovanni looked at me and said, my friend, I am a person who used to do the biggest and best opera houses throughout Europe. But now I am doing opera with porn playing behind me. And all I can say is, it's a living. I sped up. We were on the 101 highway. Someone from an overpass kept taking pot shots at me. And I knew that somewhere near that guy was a great sound bra. Giovanni said, can you stop to get me a sound bra? I said, Giovanni, no, it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. Why, your wife or your girlfriend wants a nice sounding bra? Yes, she likes to make calls through her bra. Look, Giovanni, this rain, yes, I see the rain is, it's coming down so hard that one thinks the rain is coming down harder than the punches of Mike Tyson in his prime. Yeah, Giovanni, yeah. By the way, Giovanni, you ever eat a great linguine with Parmigiano linguine? All of a sudden, I turned around, and the Italian alien was on top of the hood. The Italian alien who has tentacles was on the top of the hood. You, Giovanni Pestolini, are a disgrace to the Italian community doing pornography.
Hello, I'm Charles Nabisco. Have you ever had an alien attached to your car with tentacles and its penis goes right through the roof of the car into the top of your head, through your head, and starts ejaculating into your chest cavity. Well, Nabisco has a cookie for that. It's called Alien Ejaculating into Your Chest Cavity from the Roof of Your Car. And our scouts will be out there selling these shortbreads as soon as you... And the rain kept falling. It wasn't gonna stop. And the Italian alien said, Giovanni, I must put my penis through the roof of the car into the top of your head, into your chest cavity. That's what I'm talking about. The chest cavity is a favorite place for alien ejaculation. So we're going to be sending some scouts out there. I'm Charles Nabisco, and I don't feel well. I do not feel well. I don't feel well.
Look for the alien genitals on the box.
The rain finally came to an orgasm. The rain came down so hard, it just yelled, "Ah! I'm nutting! I'm nutting! I'm nutting!" Giovanni stepped out of the Uber and said, "My friend, that is going to be a $10 tip." I said, "Why do you sound like Dracula all of a sudden?" "Because I am a Dracul."
And thanks for joining us on another Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
I thought that driving in the rain got a little off track, but I felt like, it was as good as any of them.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I like the pornography in the background of the opera.
You did like that?
Oh yeah, I think it's
who doesn't? I mean,
it makes everything better. Porn and gardening.
Well, I had a joke. I have a joke where I say, you know how you know when it's going to be the apocalypse, folks, is when you go into a Starbucks and there's porn playing behind the barista. Like that is going to be a signal that society is breaking down, and they're not going to ask for your name on the cup. That's going to be those are the two things: porn behind the barista, and they're not going to ask for the name and not write it on the cup, and you're going to be like, "Don't you want my name?" And the barista is going to be covered in blood and say, "No.
We don't give a fuck about your name."
Yeah.
The porn in the back.
Speaking of porn,
yes.
I just want to say that I was watching a documentary that's not great, but it's about a wild quadruple murder in Los Angeles in I think it was 81 or 80, something like that. In Laurel Canyon here, where great music came from, but also great murders. And this was called the Wonderland Massacre because it was on Wonderland Avenue in Laurel Canyon, and one of the suspects was John Holmes, the Johnny Wad.
Yes.
And he, if you look up Wonderland Massacre in Hollywood, it is just a bizarre story, and the main villain is a guy named Eddie Nash, who kind of redefined what a piece of shit is.
Really?
I mean, he was a quintessential piece of shit.
I gotta watch this because I watch a lot of murder docs.
But it's on MGM Plus. I had I hate having to subscribe for one thing and then you have to cancel it.
I can't.
Have you done that?
Oh yeah, I did that with Disney Plus.
And that documentary isn't that good. Like you could read about it, and it's maybe a little better.
Yeah, I watched. I wanted to watch Rory Scovel's show.
What was that?
Physical.
Oh, was that on a streaming?
It was on Disney Plus, so I subscribed to Disney Plus.
Is that going on now?
They did like 2 or 3 seasons, but it's over now. But it's great. He's amazing in it.
Is it really? What does he play? A teacher, gym teacher?
No, he plays kind of a doofus husband who's running for office.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I love Rory.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's kind of like a wannabe political activist. It takes place in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Yeah. So it's
Who wrote it?
I don't know who wrote it.
Why aren't
Can't know
writers?
everything.
Why aren't writers more?
Yeah. Prominently presented to the public? I agree.
I didn't say that. Why aren't more writers murdered in their vehicles? That'd be funny. Like, you're completely off my track of thought. You're like, more prominent? No, like they are. Like, I would love to know, like, who created it. I wondered if Rory created it or whatever, but
He did another one where he was in a PE teacher or something called
right.
Ricky or something like that.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We're on a little Rory Scovel kick here.
He's the best. He's the greatest. He's a great guy. We got to get him out here to the park.
We do. He won't come, though. I don't think.
You don't think he'll come to the park?
I think I think he moved to Denver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then, hey, we'll have to go to him. They've got great parks.
By the way, what a funny thought came into my head that it would be funny if we just had a podcast talking about Rory Scovel, but very amorphously, like welcome to. Hey, what's Rory up to? And it's conversation like, I think he moved to Denver, and you're like, did he? And then there's long dead air.
Well, here's what we know. Man, I can't believe he moved. That would be funny to do a podcast and just call it the Rory Scovel podcast. But it's just us talking about
It's
Rory.
two guys who Rory is avoiding.
Yeah. I saw him at a Starbucks one time. I remember it was in a distance. I think it was him. People say we look alike. I don't know if you heard that. People say that.
So, Kev, this is number. How many podcasts have we done now? Do you know?
We're coming up on 140, so I think this is
140 episodes.
Yeah, I think this is 137 or 138.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And you know, folks, a lot of people when they are coming up on 140 episodes, usually quit and just say, well, we've done enough, but we're going to keep going, right? It doesn't matter how many people in Tinkin's family pass away from
That's right.
Viruses.
That's right. If I get the Black Plague or some sort of airborne virus, I'm still doing the podcast.
By the way, that would be funny if everybody dies in your immediate vicinity and you keep doing the podcast and you're like, nope, still negative.
Still, I don't know what it is. No symptoms. Everybody around me dies.
To mix it up, why don't we do a guided meditation near the end here?
I love it. You want to get into it? Let's do it. And as the sun sets on the podcast and maybe in your neighborhood and definitely on the economy, it's time for guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody. I want you now to put down all of the sweets that you're eating, the pound cake, the bundt cake, all the cakes that are old school cakes, not the British baking show cakes, but old school cakes. I remember when I was a child, pound cake was just a cake that my father would pound when he found out my mother was sleeping around with several of the repairmen who would come to the house. But anyway, I don't want you to think about domestic problems. I want you to be in light-fitting clothing, some very nice light-fitting clothing that not only breathes, but it thrives. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of opening up a clothing line called thrive. And I think the message to people will be crystal clear or crystal meth. There, a lot of clothing that I'm developing have different little pockets for crystal meth. It's for people on the go, people who are destroying their lives, but they want to have an incredibly speedy thing going on. Anyway, with your first in-breath, I want you to envision your higher self. Now, what I mean by higher self is the self that you really aspire to be, not the nasty piece of shit that most of you are, but the self that is just the highest version of yourself, the self that has a great attitude about everything, the self that has a tremendous amount of confidence, a tremendous amount of faith. And just imagine this self now entering through your head like an alien cock. Like this self is entering through your head, and it's the highest self that you can be. And it's golden and rose-colored. It's rose-colored, and it's vibrating. It's vibrating very fast, and then it goes slow, and then it picks up again, and then it's fast, and then it's slow, and then it's fast and slow. And when you orgasm, just let that higher self go into your first out-breath now, and let the higher self leave you, and let that lower self now, let the lower self buy a racing form. Let this rose-colored lower self light go to a newsstand, buy a racing form, go to a racetrack, pickpocket someone, take all the money that it stole from someone who needed it, and put it on Lucky Stripe in the third race at Santa Anita. And that's the kind of light that you want to see going out of you. And with your final in-breath,
Have you had a final in-breath? This is Charles Nabrisco. And I'm looking forward to my final in-breath. And we have a cookie for, well, death. And it's called Final In-Breath. And we got our scouts. We got our scouts at Shortbread. And we got scouts out there selling Final In-Breath. And look for them. They'll ring the doorbells. Also, don't film the scouts on your Ring camera. A lot of complaints about scouts getting violated. I'm Charles Nabisco. And let's get back now to the guided meditation.
so with that last final in-breath that has a cookie named after it by Nabisco, I want you to breathe in the fact that if you've gotten through this podcast, you're a champ. You're a real champ.
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Well, Kev, I feel like that was probably our best podcast.
I mean, absolutely, without a doubt. Bar none.
Well, sound bar none.
Oh, no.
Sound bra none.
Hey, I wanted to give,
bar none. Yeah. What do you
let's
got?
give a shout out to some of these folks here.
Clarté in Amsterdam. Where's my baby? What is that reference, by the way?
It's something we said in a sketch on the
Which
episode
one?
135.
What was it? Where's my baby? I'm dying laughing.
And watch all the people run and scream. Children asking for their mothers. Mothers asking for their mothers. Those mothers asking for their dead mothers. The generations.
Where's my baby?
The Pepitone.
I always like to know where what
I
cracked
can't-
people up. Patrick Jelly, you said, "Where's my baby?" "Quote unquote." I'm fucking dying laughing. So hit us back and tell us what the sketch was.
Yeah, give us a timestamp on what we said when we
Yeah.
said. Roth D had an idea for a skit. But
What do you say?
We'll
do it next episode.
we'll do the
And
next
also,
one.
Joanne and Steven emailed us some more ideas, which were very funny, I thought. So
Yes.
we'll hit it up next podcast.
And then Max, of course, says he laughed out loud at the part where the Chuck E. Cheese interviewer asks Eddie to pretend to be surprised, and Eddie goes, "Whoa, what the fuck, kid?" Also, as usual, great guided meditation. But wanted to give a shout out to some of the boys and the gals over there on Patreon.com.
Yeah, thank you. Become a Patreon member, right, Kev? Give the old speech.
Absolutely. Go over to patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone and you can become a Patreon subscriber for free for $5 or $20. The $20 gets you some exclusive stand-up clips of Eddie. Plus, the day that this podcast comes out, you get the video version and the audio version. And for our $5 subscribers, you also get that. And you also get some exclusive Patreon-only episodes. Not too many, but we've thrown a couple out there. And then go to EddiePepitone.com if you want to see him live. He's got a bunch of shows coming up. Go out there and get tickets, and then go to YouTube.com, and you can search Apocalypse Soon and subscribe to our podcast over there. I got individualized sketches and all that good stuff.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching, or both. Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.